I'm talking with the winner of the Viter Heart of the City Tournament, Clint Jordan, today on Reading Between the Lines. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Reading Between the Lines. I am your host, the Waterdog, and I'm going to be talking to Clint Jordan with his Gangrel deck from the Heart of the City Tournament. But before I do that, would you do me the kind favor of please hit that subscribe button? It means a whole lot to me, and I really appreciate it. So let's do it to it, man. I'm with my man Clint. Clint winning his second tournament, and hopefully his first official tournament.
Yeah, don't need that happening again, no.
But a good win for you. You're following up Sid's victory from last month, and then here we go here with so another Viter Vampire strikes again. I love all of that.
You do.
Okay.
Even if you're not doing anything.
Even if, oh, trust me, these last two tournaments, I haven't gotten a VP in the last two tournaments. Me and Oscar were both talking about that. You know, we're like going, we're at the bottom.
Yeah. He said he went from winning every which way to now he's losing every which way.
But it was a good fun weekend. We had Oscar Garza come in Friday. He signed a bunch of the Polo cards for everybody, and we got to play Friday night. Just play a bunch of games Friday night, and then Saturday we had the tournament. So you win with the Gangrel deck, brother. So I want to break down your version of the Gangrel deck. So let's go through this thing real quick. Let's go through your crypt. Talk about your crypt. What you got?
So main focus, when I was looking at different Gangrel decks and different people playing it, never wanted to get kind of crypt locked or have a repeating vampire. So wanted to make sure plenty. So I played 14 unique. I'm also over the minimum just because with the Gangrel deck, I mean, it's so easy to get out a vampire with the things. You can get a vampire out every turn and then pay blood, use your 4 transfers, grab another one. So it's kind of how I wanted to play it. And then I also played, I hadn't seen her in a crypt before, Rowena, which she's a little difficult to play around. You know, she doesn't come out as an Anarch, so you've got to make her Anarch, usually one of the first or second things you do with her.
You learned that the hard way.
Yes. Unfortunately, I learned that the hard way in game one there. The only round I didn't get any VP whatsoever, lasted until 5 minutes. But yes, so definitely got to go after that. But that was my main key, is I wanted to make sure just about everything had Protean and ensure that just I could just thing with everything and plenty of different vampires, so that I did not, every time I was drawing a new crypt card, I could get it out immediately. There was no pause or going to be locked.
So we got 14 vampires. I'm just going to run through them very quick.
Absolutely.
We got Massimiliano, Rowena, Andre the Manipulator, Casey Snyder, Kewen, Martina, Crow, Dario, Camille, Hannah, Nathan, Indira, Joaquin, and Ruslan. So you do have the 14. You went with 14. So I'm going to ask this question. Why not 12 and play with 12 of, what would be 12 of the better 14 vampires? Why the 14?
I think I just wanted to be. I don't know if I was ever going to get 12 vampires out in a game. I like the diversity, but I thought the one key that really helped when I was playing the deck is having those the 2 3 caps and the 2 cap, just because with the additional of the power base, there's a good chance that I can still get a vampire out turn 1, even if I'm going second or third or first is hard. I think that was the only, I think last night or Saturday in the final was the only game I didn't have a vampire out turn 1, the first turn. It's because I did go first.
Let me ask you this question, because this is the only thing that puzzled me about the crypt, and I just want to check on this. Did you ever not get a Baron out early?
Yes. So that's the one
because there's
downside.
That's the downside, because you're playing three Barons, and so if you go to a smaller crypt, the likelihood of hitting that Baron for your main switch increases.
Correct. But as you see, if you're looking at the deck list, there's a lot of intercepts. So I really wanted to play Rowena because she prevents that 1 damage each round.
Right.
So I don't necessarily have to use Earth Meld with her. If they're just hitting for 1 or hitting for 1 ag because they're declaring their strike first, when I block, I was like, man, that's awesome to just be able to prevent 1.
Correct.
And she's a 7 cap. That's probably the one thing. If you want, you could trim the crypt down to 12. I just got to where I really liked it, and the few times I was practicing here, I wasn't running into an issue. And it's not that big a deal for me, because if I don't get a Baron early, I'm just pitching the bait and switches. It's not that big a deal to me. You saw, I didn't have any bait and switches when you were sending 15 bleed in 1 turn at me, but that's why I focused. I think that's probably why I moved to including so much intercept, is because I knew a Baron wasn't guaranteed. Got a decent shot to get one because I don't think there wasn't a game that I didn't at least get 6 vampires out.
All right, we're going to get back to it when we get back to your library.
Okay.
We're going to talk about maybe making some adjustments to make
Sure.
it even a little bit stronger for you. But let's get into it. You got a library. You got 87 cards. Run through your master list for us.
All right, so we got Anarch Free Press, obviously for our Intercept, Anarch Railroad to get that stealth. Backways, just really good. Carfax Abbey, I actually prefer it over Zoo Hunting Ground. I think if I were to ever change, I might run just 2 Carfax Abbeys instead of 1 of each. Only 1 Club Illusion. We can talk about that later. 2 DI. I'm not playing a deck without DI. I'm not
That's
doing
your money
it.
card.
That's my card. It goes in every deck. Absolutely. 1 Eco Terrorist. 1 Effective Management. A Parthodon. A Power Base Montreal. Smiling Jack. Tribute to the Master. 2 Vessels. 6 Villain. And 1 Zoo Hunting Ground.
I do like the addition of a Tribute to the Master. I think it's a good little 1 card in that, because you do have so many of them, and it's a great way to garner some pull back into your resources without having to Valen and stuff. So I actually really like the fact that you added that card into that, into your thing. So that's your Master cards. You got 22 of them. 8 of them are trifles. So let's go now to the actions. What you got?
Man, it's pretty easy. You like to do one thing in Gangrel. You think. So I played 14 of them. But then a 1 of Constant Revolution, Firm Believer, and something you've taught me is having a different way to win. Exactly, alternate win cons. And that's what Smiling Jack and Carfax Abbey are. Smiling Jack and Constant Revolution are to me. And just again, I can block so much so I can protect these cards, and they will be win cons once they've stuck around long enough. And then 1 Rewilding.
Okay. All right. So allies.
Oh man, the MVP. If you go ask Sid of Game 2. 4 Renegade Gurus. They are just, I was real questionable when I was putting the deck together, but just absolutely loved having them. And then the addition of 4 Retainers with Raven Spy. Just absolutely love that combination.
All righty. So you already talked about the Retainers, the Raven Spies. You have then going into your action modifier, you had 2 Earth Controls. You have an action modifier reaction with the form of the bats, and then we get into the meat and potatoes of what your deck is doing. Reaction. Let's talk about this large reaction package you've got.
Yes, I felt what was really unique about the Gangrel is with the reaction package I have, you don't need to leave them all. You don't need to leave multiple unlocked. I found myself most of the time I could take all my actions and then be fine, or just leave 1 untapped. For that reason, I played 6 bait and switches for the Barons. Like I said, I didn't want to go too heavy, just in case I didn't hit a Baron. They are a little bit of a dead card.
You're good.
I know, because it was shaking. That's all. Anyways, it is a little bit of a dead card, but it gives me something to discard. So 5 Deep Ecologies, love it because the Gangrel can play at all 3 disciplines. This is the first deck I've actually used Deep Ecology where I could play it on all 3 disciplines, so it's really nice. 1 Delaying Tactics, just because of Vote, and I was really worried about having a Grand Predator or Grand Prey that was playing Vote, and obviously can't block them, so got to have something. 8 Eyes of the Wilds and 5 Protection Rackets.
So good large block. You're generating up to, at some points, I think 4 intercept.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to 5 on an undirected action, up to 6 to 7 on a directed action with the if you include the retainers.
Combat package, pretty simple.
Yep, 11 Earth Melts and one Form of the Mist.
That's the shocker to me that you only ran 1 Form of the Mist to help you get some of those actions through. But
well, I think the key was, if you notice, I'm not running any Protean Master cards, and so some of these, some of the Crypt doesn't have superior Protean, so I really felt like Combat Ends was more important than the Strike Dodge, just because I've seen a lot of additional strike, and with the Earthmail being able to strike Combat Ends at the inferior ability, I just thought it was more important to the deck.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about the Barons and stuff, and so the only thing when I was looking at going through your deck list and looking at it, I was like, I would probably have cut some of the bait and switches. I would have probably went down to about maybe 4 based on your deck. And especially the crit that you had.
With how well I block, I agree. It was something.
I would have added a second Rewilding. I just think that card is just too good. And then maybe like we said, the Form of the Mist, maybe had a second Form of the Mist. And the only thing else is because you're looking at alternative win conditions, is that because you can block so well with this deck, I might have gone 3 Smiling Jacks to make sure that Smiling Jacks hits the table, simply because you're blocking it, because you're simply blocking everything.
So my immediate reaction was I definitely would have played a second Club Illusion. I didn't actually see my own Club Illusion until the final match. I got real fortunate in the second round. My Grand Prey played a Club Illusion, and that let me kind of sweep around. So got kind of fortunate there. Definitely would have played the second one of those. Everything else, I feel pretty strong on. I think I could drop a Raven Spy. Found myself. I would take, if I had one, I'd take the turn off, but I never wanted to take too many actions off to play. I never had more than 2 on the field, and once I got that, that's my main blockers. So I could probably drop one Raven Spy. I thought, it was funny. Almost before the tournament, I was like, man, can I drop 2 Renegade Gurus? They're just too good. They're too good, especially with how much pool I can go.
Because you can get them almost for free.
Absolutely.
Because Thing allows you to get that for free.
And with me running as many Valens as I am, I'm keeping my vampires real low, so I have no problem. You talk about my minimal actions. I have no problem just taking a turn off to get a hunted. I have I just.
Well, because your main deck is to block.
Yeah, I need to be able to burn the Bloods for Eyes of the Wilds and
Deep Ecology.
Deep Ecology. So try to keep everything about 2. That's about where I like it. No reason to have more. No reason really to have less.
All right, so let's go through it. So how'd you do in the first round?
First round, with 5 minutes left, I got ousted. 0 VP. I thought I had a chance. Just Sid was able to hold on just a little bit longer than I anticipated, and at the end, I was just out of cards. I couldn't keep up with him at that point.
Well, one of the downsides I did see with the deck is that it just bleeds for 1. So basically,
without Club Illusion, I'm bleeding for 1.
Yeah, so without that, you're just hitting it for 1. So that makes it a slower
grind. And that's why it really, like you said, could benefit from 3 Smiling Jacks to make sure you hit 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
Okay, round 2.
Round 2, I'm trying to remember. 3 VP and a game win.
Okay.
3 VP and a game win.
Okay, and then round 3.
Round 3 was a game win, and I'm sorry, it was 4. It was 4 in the second round. It was 3 in the final round to finish up with 2 and 7.
Okay, so 2 game wins, 7 VPs going into the final round. So let's have a look here at the final table. Now you had a roll off.
Yeah, for first. Yeah.
Okay, and you ended up winning the roll off, so you got to sit wherever you wanted to sit. And so as we're going to look here at the table here, and we're looking at Evan, BJ, Justin, and Logan, and you're looking right there, and you're looking at the table. You decide to go between BJ and Evan. Now, Evan's playing a Gangrel and Titchabrew, and BJ's playing, the Dracon, and you decide to go in between them and then distance yourself from Justin and Logan. So what was the decision making?
Going in, I felt confident. I had already played. I think BJ was my Predator in the second round. Yes, he was my Predator in the second round, so I kind of knew what he was going on. Evan, just when we did the reveal, could see what he was playing. Justin, I had been at 2 tables with, so I feel very comfortable, and I play at Tamisi myself, so I felt very comfortable knowing what he was doing. Logan was my wild card.
His vampire didn't flip.
His vampire didn't flip.
That's right.
And then I didn't get a chance to play at a table with him, and so the saying is true. The enemy you know is better than the one you don't. And so I was like, so initially my thoughts were, okay, I either want to be Justin's Predator or Prey. But then I sat there, and when he went in between, I was like, man, do I really want to be the one? Because that's the only bleed deck. At the time, you had the three fight decks right there in a row with each other. Yeah. I was like, do I want to be in between the one bleed deck and the deck I don't know? Right. And I was like, no. And then my initial thought was, okay, the one thing with Evan's deck is I feel very comfortable. He's going to strike hands ag, but it doesn't seem like he played the couple times I've been in a table with him, hadn't seen a lot of Immortal Grapples, so I wasn't as worried because he's focused on the unlock.
Well, he doesn't have the fist, and so so basically his 3 disciplines with his deck, being Celerity, Obfuscate, and Protean, he doesn't have the grapple.
So he's not forcing any hand strikes. So I know my Earth Melds are going to be pretty good. But it was a risk because I'm also sitting with Draco, and I had seen that deck go, and man, when he finally got that thing out, it could punch. So I was just hoping Logan would be enough of an issue for Evan. Evan wouldn't be able to focus on me much, and then BJ, I could just try to keep my hand sculpted well to play as much Earth Meld and just keep them. And it was really funny. At one point in this game, I had 4 earth melts in my hand, and I said, I hate my hand, but I'm not discarding an earth melt because
not with combat decks.
No.
And especially since really the only one off the top of my head that can actually lock you down in the combat was the Ged deck because
Correct.
it can grapple.
Correct.
And so the other decks, I don't think that he was doing it that much with Drake.
No, but where BJ's is, he's continuing combat.
Right.
He's starting new rounds. And
Right.
that was the one fear. That was the one fear I had. But what worked out, that initially I was really upset with, as soon as we get, are you okay getting into gameplay at this point? Mm-hmm. Okay. I had to go first. And I was initially devastated. It was the only game all night that I didn't have a vampire out turn 1. But with Draco being 11 and him being second, even if he had hit a Zillas, he's not getting it out till turn 3 or 4. And then he decided to take a turn off to get out another vampire before. So Draco didn't hit till turn 5. So I really had no pressure here because Logan was immediately taking care of Evan. And then he was slow enough. I was able to get in a couple of small bleeds. And then when Draco finally did come out, I was real fortunate that once we got into combat, he only hit one or two of his additional, and I just made sure to hold on to the earth meld, and then was able to just club illusion bleed. And it really worked because once I saw what Logan was doing, I killed BJ. I said, okay, I'm not going to apply any pressure to Justin. I actually took off, and I just said, okay.
So let's go through this real quick.
Okay.
The first player out is Logan, right?
Correct.
So Logan's first one out, he can't handle the bleeds that are coming at him from Justin at this particular point.
Correct. Wasn't able to keep up.
So then BJ, you take BJ out.
I take BJ.
So then it's a three-way team right here, and then at this point, Justin loses 2 vampires. Now I think he loses one in
there was an AI,
which is what Evan played, right?
Yep. And
no, it was Logan that played the AI, wasn't it?
I can't remember. One of them took out one of them took out the other. I remember that being
I
the
remember
sequence.
the AI, and then one of them was then Diablerized, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then you then take out BJ.
I had the club illusion, and I was able to take it out. Like I said, I knew once we had gotten into gameplay, I needed to not let Justin take care of Logan, because I don't think I would have been able to handle that. So Logan goes out, and then immediately that turn I take out BJ, and then it's us 3, and Justin's sitting on 3, and then eventually goes down to 2 vampires because of Evan. Yeah. And where this game really took a turn was if Evan had thought about it. Me and Justin were both tied at VP going in, right? And if Evan ousts me, he's at 2. He's got to oust Justin too. So I really thought where Evan messed up was he should have looked at Justin and said, hey, let's work to take out Clint together. Because, I was able to build. Even though I didn't have any Barons, I had mainly low-cap vampires, I was allotted so much time to build that they really, I think, should have...
well, that's what the thing does for you, man.
Well,
you're talking about you're able to, because with that deck, typically speaking, if you're in any advantage situation, it's because you're at 6 to 7 minions. Plus, you're playing Renegade Guru. So I want to say, when the game ended, you had what, 8 minions on the table?
Something like that.
8 minions on the table.
It was a lot. So, like I said, well, what happened is with me and Justin being allies the whole game, we were talking a lot that game, and so I think that played to my advantage once it became a 3-player match. As I just looked at it, I said, "Hey, you want to take him out? And we'll just go 1-on-1."
Well, see, when he lost the second vampire, I knew that Justin couldn't win because he was down to 2 vampires, and you're just going to out-action him. You're just going to out-action him because of the amount of minions that you've got. It doesn't matter.
And he was able to get through. He was able to get through Evan, and it just at that point, I think I'm just too far ahead. And what was nice was I drew the earth melts early, and then I drew all the unlock and the extra intercept late to help me deal with Justin. So it was a really good. I was really questionable in my seat. It ended up working out extremely well, and then a little bit of luck never hurts either.
There you go. So you got 3 VPs. You got the game win, the tournament win. So there you go. Congratulations,
Thank you, sir.
man. Good job, Gangrel, brother. It is a monster clan right now, and Absolutely. It has definitely won the most tournaments in 2024. We don't know what 2025 holds in store, but there's another Gangrel win for you right there, brother.
That's right.
Gang, that's all we got time for, man. I appreciate you watching. This has been Reading Between the Lines. Clint Jordan here, my tournament winner from heart of the city, and we out of here. Oh, you watched the whole video? Hey, thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it. If you like what you've been seeing, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Y'all take care.